Okay, so let's get real for a sec. You know how it is.
Hmm.
It's January 18th or, a couple weeks past New Year's. All that hype about resolutions and fresh starts kind of fades fast, right?
It does fade, doesn't it? You start the year and it's like everyone's expecting this overnight
Right,
transformation.
like suddenly we should be totally different people.
Exactly. And that just isn't realistic.
No, not at all. But hey, here's the cool part. We still have like 348 days left in the year.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
I know, right? Like a whole blank canvas.
Yeah.
And instead of getting overwhelmed by that, I'm thinking we should shift our focus.
Mm.
How about less about making massive changes and more about finding that spark, that little push that gets us going?
Love that. Especially because when we talk about motivation, people often think you have to wait for it to just hit you like a bolt of lightning.
Right, like it has to be this big dramatic thing.
Yeah. But actually, research is showing that's not how it works.
Wait, really? So you're saying that we don't have to wait for motivation to strike us? We can actually kickstart it ourselves?
Exactly. There's this fascinating psychological principle called the Zeigarnik effect.
Yeah, again.
Zeigarnik effect. Basically, it means our brains are wired to remember unfinished tasks.
Oh, so that's why I can't stop thinking about the laundry I haven't folded.
Exactly. It creates this mental tension. But here's the thing, when we actually take action, even a tiny step, it eases that tension.
So by doing something, even if it's small, we can actually trigger our motivation.
Precisely. And that action often sparks a desire to do more. It's like a chain reaction.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this works.
Yeah,
But let's say I have a goal that just feels massive, like writing a novel.
I hear you. It can feel super overwhelming, but that's where the small step strategy comes in.
Okay, so break it down, make it manageable.
Exactly. Instead of fixating on the entire daunting task, break it into tiny pieces. So instead of I need to write a novel, it becomes I'm going to write one page today.
Right, one page feels way less intimidating than a whole book.
And each page you write creates a sense of accomplishment, which in turn fuels more motivation.
So it's like a positive feedback loop. Action leads to motivation, which leads to more action.
Absolutely. It's like a snowball effect. The key is to keep that momentum going.
So I guess what we're really learning here is that successful people don't just sit around waiting to feel motivated. They go out and create that motivation through action.
Nailed it. They're proactive. And remember, consistency is key. One small step at a time is the way to go.
It's all about those small steps building up to big achievements. And it's so fitting because we were just talking about those 348 days we have left in the year. What if we looked at each day as a chance to take one of those steps?
I love that. It's like turning every day into a building block for something amazing.
Exactly. So right now, I want everyone listening to think of one goal you've been putting off, maybe something you've even felt a little stuck on.
Yes. And then ask yourself, what's the smallest possible action I can take towards that goal today?
It could be something as simple as making a list, or spending 5 minutes researching, or even just telling someone about your goal.
Those tiny actions are incredibly powerful. Don't underestimate them.
So remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each step you take, no matter how small, is moving you forward.
And to wrap things up, I want to leave you with a final thought. If you could only accomplish one thing in the next 348 days to make this year truly unforgettable, what would it be? Let that question guide you as you keep taking those steps.
That's such a powerful question to ponder. I know I'm definitely going to be thinking about that.
Me too. It's
Yeah,
all about making those days count.
exactly. So thanks for joining me on this deep dive into motivation.
Mm,
And remember, you have the power to create your own spark. You got this.
you absolutely do.